Hello Planeswalkers! As you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about staple cards in Commander. These are the cards that can generally go into just about any deck and it will benefit the deck strategy overall. But this isn't going to be a top 5 list. After we discuss some cards that I feel are your staples for the format, there's something I really want to have a discussion on. So let's get into what staples we've got. Starting off, we have Sol Ring. Yes, we all saw this one coming. As if it being printed in every bloody Commander product ever made ever wasn't enough to push this card's being universally playable in the format, there is so much talk about it getting banned for its sheer power level. You get a first turn mana rock that puts you ahead in mana production, and it'll easily curve next turn into more mana rocks for an even further lead. Of course, since we're talking about mana rocks, the same can be said of Sol Ring's twin, which is Mana Crypt. Another key mana rock with just about the same ability that I feel the only reason it isn't in every deck is availability and price, which keeps it out of the hands of many budget players, like me. Next we have another mana rock that finds its home in many multicolor decks, Chromatic Lantern. This card will make your lands tap for any color, which when you're hurting for a certain color can be a godsend, and it also can tap itself for a color of mana as well. Next we've got Fetch Lands. These are great when you want to search or shuffle away something on the top of your library. Whether you run the better versions from Onslaught, Zendikar, or Concept Arc here, or the more budget options like Terramorphic Expanse, just about any deck can benefit from at least one fetch land. In multicolor decks, they can help you fix the mana when you need another color presence in your mana production. Sensei's Divining Top. I couldn't talk about Commander staples without mentioning the top. This card is broken for setting up your draws and getting a good control over your library. And especially in Commander, there are tons of ways to manipulate the ability to make sure every draw is more gas, and the cards that are not so great get shuffled away. Next we have Solemn Simulacrum. By now you're probably assuming just about every card on this list is an artifact of some kind, and for the most part, you're right. Sad Robot gives you benefits upon it hitting the battlefield and upon it dying. You get to search for a basic land, and you get card advantage. That's a lot of value for a single colorless creature to have with no color identity restriction. Command Tower. I could argue that this land is the single most flexible mana producer in the entire format. A land that can tap for any color your deck can produce, as well as having no drawback, makes this card viable in any multicolor deck. Now, I wanted to talk about something regarding these cards and, well, Command exclusives in general. In the Commander format, you get 99 cards to add to your deck in addition to your Commander. Those 99 cards can be any cards you want them to be, so long as they fall under the color identity of your Commander and their singleton. That gives us a near infinite number of possibilities to build around. So, let's build Omnath, Locus of Mana. I'll want my Commander to hit the battlefield as soon as possible, so optimally, I'll want to drop a Mana Crypt and a Forest on turn 1 to get him out immediately. Since we're in mono green, I'll run Solemn Simulacrum to get out another Forest to speed up the ramp. Okay, let's try again. Let's build a deck around Breya, Ethereum Sculptor. First of all, gotta include Sol Ring. It's good in any deck, right? And it's an artifact, which works with Breya. Oops, since we're running 4 colors, I'll also want to include Chromatic Lantern so my mana can get fixed right away. Another great artifact. On that note, gotta add a few cons fetches since I can't afford any of the Zendikar ones. Command Tower? Do you see my problem? When you have staple cards that are universally playable, you'll cut down on the number of cards that you can add into your liking. Suddenly, those 99 cards become more like 75 cards once you add in all the staple artifacts, the staple lands, the utility cards, and your choices become far more limited. The Commander precons also add to this issue with the printing of Commander exclusive cards. Sure, not every deck would want to run Commander Sphere, but a great majority of these decks can benefit from cards like these. And every staple that you add makes these decks become far more uniform and cookie cutter. Maybe this is something you might enjoy as a brewer of Commander decks. This is just my opinion on this topic, and I feel that the staple cards limit the creative ability of many decks. And while you can argue I can simply just build a deck without these staples, in doing so, my deck would become not nearly as powerful as it could be. Yes, the staples are powerful and useful for a great many decks. Yes, these cards should be included in any deck, but is this sort of staple package that is nearly mandatory to have a proper, powerful deck built healthy for the format? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what your opinion of format staples like this is. Share this video with your Magic Playgroup and let's open the discussion of the topic even further. If you enjoy this video and want to see more, don't forget to tap that like button. Are you feeling generous and want to help support the channel? Consider becoming a patron over at Patreon today. And lastly, if you're new to the channel, tap that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest videos from the Planeswalker project.